What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another video. In today's video, we'll be unboxing and performing the overview of the HP Omen 16-inch gaming notebook. Now, this video is considered an overview because there's so much to cover on this device, and I didn't want to force it into one video. That being said, we're looking to make future content about topics such as gaming, customization, and general settings. As for this video, it's featured on the Modern Gamer playlist, so you can find information related to this topic quickly and easily. And as always, please make sure to leave your questions or comments down below, as they may inspire future content about this device. And as always, we only feature products or services I buy, use, or am interested in. Now, you can find the HP Omen related items and items shown in this video at the Amazon storefront link in the description below. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the unboxing and overview of the HP Omen 16-inch gaming notebook PC. First, we have name, which is very important in regards to gaming laptops, and Omen sounds prophetic and gamer-esque, which is a winner. So first we have the carrying handle. Nothing special here. It's very thin, very flimsy, not made of any good quality material. It also doesn't tuck into the box. But opening the packaging itself is a lot like opening up a crate. You can see that we have the product information in the middle, and then we have the power supply on the right. Underneath the product information, we have the HP Omen in thin HP Omen branded fabric, which is a nice touch. Now that completes the unboxing portion, which I'll rate as a good Omen, or a 6.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's start with the main item, the HP Omen 16-inch gaming laptop PC. Again, we have this thin Omen branded fabric sleeve, which isn't high quality, but still worth keeping until more solid protection is purchased. Now, speaking of protection, this device pairs perfectly with the Mark Ryden Business Gaming Laptop Tech Backpack and the TomTalk 360 Protective Laptop Carrying Case, which can be found at the Amazon storefront link in the description below. Pulling the Omen out of the sleeve, you can see that we're greeted with mirrored Omen text and branding on a shadow black colorway. This color is best described as black with a hint of sparkle element. If you're looking for a black gaming laptop, this appearance will serve you well. Overall, this device is aluminum with some plastic elements. As for dimensions, this laptop comes in at 14.5 inches by 9.7 inches and a height of 0.91 inches, which is almost an inch, which is fairly thick. But this is a gaming laptop packed with lots of hardware, which is to be expected. Now, this is also helpful information if you are looking for a case or a sleeve. And again, because this is a gaming laptop, weight is expected to be somewhat heavy, and this unit checks in at 5.33 pounds. Again, we got to keep in mind that this device is packed with hardware, and considering its dimensions and that fact, it still seems manageable. Now, the HP Omen, like other gaming laptops, come in multiple configurations, but let's pull the specs of this unit and feel free to pause the video. Now, there is one recommendation I've quickly learned here. Opt for at least 1 terabyte of storage if you'll be using this device as intended for gaming. Games can consume lots of space, and if you'll be using this device for other files and downloads as well, space goes even faster. Next, we have the sides of the HP Omen. The right side features 2 USB-A ports and a trio of vents. If we turn around here, the left side features a USB-A Thunderbolt port, Ethernet port, the repeating trio of vents, headphone jack, and SD card slot. These side profiles are minimal but look good. And then we have the back side, which is of more interest, as we have ports here as well. These include 2 USB-C Thunderbolt ports, HDMI port, and the power adapter port. After about a week of use, I do sometimes wish one of these USB-C Thunderbolt ports were on the left or right side of the frame for accessibility, as the current location is a minor inconvenience. However, this location also hides cables well, so it's a bittersweet relationship. And these ports are located between a quad vent setup on both the left and right side of the chassis. And before we move on, I want to point out something that I almost missed. You can see that we have this item here. That actually looks like the speaker. It's hidden discreetly, kind of stealthy. I like that. And moving on, we have the laptop underside, which features attractive triangle-shaped silicone risers to allow airflow underneath as well as protect the underside of the device. Now I wanted to get a different angle to better demonstrate detail of the underside. So you can see that we have this panel here. It's like a grill, and underneath we have this mesh material. And you can see that we have a fan here and a fan here. I'm not sure what's going on in this region, but underneath this we have more Omen branding, just a nice little touch. And then again we have those triangle shaped silicone risers. They are going to allow space for the coolant and also to protect the underside of the device from being scratched and also give it grip from sliding around. So let's open the lid, which can be done with one finger. Now if you push a little too hard, the laptop does move a little bit, but you can see for the most part it stays in place. We also have small bumpers on the left and right side of the keyboard which prevent the lid from hitting this area directly and also leads to a smoother closure. Startup is next, and while many laptops have an actual on-off button, the HP Omen has an on-off key, and pressing on this will illuminate a white LED indicator. Now you can see the startup process happening here. We have the keyboard that comes on, and then we have the display. And this gets to the main screen fairly quickly. This is going to be our login screen. Now as for login methods, there is no face or fingerprint support as indicated in the security settings, which is a con, but a pin will get you in fairly quick, although slower than those two methods. For the display, again, we have a 16.1 inch 2560 by 1440 QHD LED unit with 165 Hz refresh rate. And of course, this measurement is taken diagonally, and this display looks good overall. Now in the top bezel of this display, you can see that we have a 720p camera, and it's going to work as expected. It's not going to be horrible, but it's not exactly great either. It might be just good enough to do Teams meetings or take an occasional picture. And returning to the topic of bezels, 3 of 4 sides are fairly slim, with the bottom being thick, which is a con here. But a hidden feature, which is actually hard to demonstrate on camera, is the keyboard lighting reflects on this thick bezel fairly well. As for display brightness, it's rated at 300 nits, which is fine indoors, but the display may be challenging to see outdoors on a sunny day. Then we have the backlit keyboard with RGB lighting, which looks cool as expected. Now customization is simple using the Omen Gaming Hub, which we'll cover in a future video. Now although I prefer mechanical keyboards, this one does a decent job. Of course, we have some faint clicking and the travel that you would expect from a keyboard like this. As for the trackpad, it works as expected. It does have a smooth touch to it, and it's responsive, and it does have a faint click to it. You can see we also have some travel. Now, my biggest issue with it is that I accidentally find myself performing right clicks because this trackpad is slightly off center to the left, and it's wide, which is common for these devices. The palm rest area features Bang & Olufsen branding on the left side and the 16 logo and text on the right side. The accents on the right are nice, and interesting enough, none of these have texture to them. As for this area, it's normally high traffic fingerprint territory. Now, although you can see some fingerprints, after using this device for about a week, it's done fairly well. Again, we have speakers by Bang & Olufsen, which HP is known for putting in other devices like its HP Chrome base we previously unboxed and reviewed. Now my experience is these are good. Audio output is loud and certainly best for gaming, but works well for other tasks like music streaming and video. Here's a test. Finally, we have gaming. Now, personally, I uninstalled the pre-installed McAfee and ExpressVPN software, which seemed to slow down my Omen quite a bit. But this device has been great for games such as the 2019 title Anthem and Forza Horizon 5. I've also been using this device for video editing and web browsing with many tabs open with no issues. Now we'll talk more about gaming and overall performance in a future video since there's so much to cover. Lastly, we have the black power adapter with HP branding and cables. Now mine may be hard to see, especially with that HP logo, because I have the plastic on it still, and I plan to keep it that way so it doesn't get all scratched up. Now the cable running from this power adapter to the laptop, which would be this portion you see here, is plenty long, which is a plus. However, the portion running from the power adapter to the wall is going to be short, which nixes some points. Now, I will say that I like that this power adapter plugs into the back of the Omen. It just creates a neat appearance and it hides it away versus some laptops which puts that port on either the left or right side of the laptop. It's unsightly and it may get in the way sometimes. Now, the only issue I noticed here is if you have the cable this way, it may cover up that HDMI port and some of that USB-C port, but you can always flip it the other way here and reorganize the cable so it's out of the way so you can access those ports. So let's wrap things up. Is this a good Omen thus far? Now, I've been using the HP Omen for about a week so far, and it seems so. Now, gaming and productivity haven't been an issue, and quality seems good so far, so this is indeed a good Omen. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you're watching on YouTube and have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, there are 3 ways you can support the content. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would buy, and anything you buy from the storefront does support the content. The next way to show your support is just by sharing this content with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way to show your support is just by clicking the subscribe button. Now, liking and subscribing are important because those are ways to vote on whether you like the content. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers and listeners. If new viewers and listeners see likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the content is helpful, worth watching, and listening to. And as always, thanks for watching and may the universe flow in your favor. And until next time, Leon, check in out.